Alright, so, going along through the Patreon requests, and this next one comes from Bill McLaughlin, who asked me to do a, another faction war. If you guys don't know what this is, faction war is basically where, instead of two characters fighting, it's two factions from different universes going at it. But as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier. That'll allow you access to send me videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started. So for this faction war, he basically asked me to end a galaxy, or several galaxies in this war, because the two factions we're going to have fight in this bloodbath is the Reapers from Mass Effect, and the Yuuzhon Vong from Star Wars. I've suddenly got an increase in Yuuzhon Vong stuff, probably because like it was kind of weird. I kind of got like a small increase in Yuuzhon Vong stuff from the. It started with the Warhammer Q&A, but yeah. Anyway, so let's get started. So this basically is, like I said, it's two plagues in two different universes fighting each other. All we need now is, like, the Borg, the Zerg, and the fucking Tyranids. And we have, like, the end of everything. Like, it would just be a war unending of all of these monsters just fucking annihilating each other. Just endless war. But let's focus on our first faction in this matchup, the Reapers. So, the Reapers from Mass Effect are the big endgame villains. They are basically the creatures that come along, wipe out the galaxy. They're the custodians of the universe, where all their whole thing, their whole thing is, we're just here to wipe out the galaxy so new life can grow. The universe got so big, we basically swipe away the old universe and then, allow new life to come about. The Reapers range from massive, Leviathan-sized spaceships to controlling the Geth to soldiers, even assimilating organic life forms into their own collective. These things are, when I tell you that they are an extinction level event, I mean it. These things have wiped out entire races countless times. Like, we don't even, like, the Proteans, we talk about, like, oh yeah, that was the one time. No, they've probably done, the Reapers have probably done this since time immemorial. Even, like, 1,000 times over. The Reapers are an unstoppable force, and even with that god-awful ending of Mass Effect 3, it's still kind of like, I feel like you had to compromise to beat them. Yeah. So that was the thing. Yeah. That was a tough one. Anyway. So, yeah, the Reapers. Terrifying. But so are the Yuuzhon Vong, the next big threat after the fall of the Empire. The Yuuzhon Vong came from the dark side, from the far space of the galaxy, and were basically creatures that had ships made of organic life forms. They breed fast, and these guys are like straight up Jedi killers. In the previous continuity, in the previous continuity of Star Wars, the Vong blitzkrieged the galaxy with a force that had not been seen. They were dead to the Force. You couldn't use the Force against them. They had weaponry that could match a lightsaber, and they spread fast. They moved on planets left and right. So yeah, the Vong and they're smart, they're strong, they're powerful, and they're well organized. Probably even more so than the Empire was. So what would it be like if the Vong and the Reapers, collided? Like I said, there'd be nothing left. Like, there would be literally nothing left of the fucking galaxy if the Reapers and the Vong got into a war. Now, the big question we have to ask ourselves, could the Reapers assimilate the Vong? Like, could they take over, like, Vong craft or, any of the Vong species? I'm gonna have to say no, because it's kind of like the Borg in Species 8472. I can never name it properly, but it's kind of like that, where I think it would be kind of that situation, because we have seen that if they're dead to the Force, and also I remember in some of the comics, and some of the books, that the Vong were able to resist, like, cybernetic implants. So, I mean, the Reapers are a technology all on their own, so it's really hard to say, but personally, I think not. It's really going to come down to who can replicate faster. The Reapers can really can spread in a matter of hours. The Vong, it does take a while, but the Vong need to replenish their warriors, whereas the Reapers can just build, they can build or assimilate other species and bring them into their fold. So that's something you really have to look at in this kind of scenario. But it's a terrifying one. I really don't know who could come out on top in this matchup. It's really hard to say. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Who do you think would come out on top in this matchup? Do you think the Vong would win, or do you think the Reapers would win? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, you guys tell me in the comment. Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, I'd like to thank Bill McLaughlin for this Patreon request and continued patronage. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. And like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier, go from there. But other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.